Good day, everyone. Let me present to you my study about financial resilience of disaster-affected fisheries in San Nicolas, Batangas. So I am Jemuel Malaluan from Batangas State University, the National Engineering University. For the introductions of my study, in mandate to deal with business crisis, efforts to cultivate resilience should extend to the systematic financial decision-making. Financial resilience is the capacity or to resist or to recover from financial shocks. Specifically, a financially resilient business means it is more adaptive and more willing to deal with environmental crisis. Even events such as natural disaster and COVID-19 pandemic challenge so many businesses in terms of resilience, allowing businesses to adapt and respond quickly to continue impediments and restrictions. And of course, based on the study of Guttergood and Gutman-Kenny last 2021, many organizations experience periods of financial hardships during the operations. Some of them recover relatively quickly and some experience long periods of financial distress. Business actors often suffer losses due to economic downturn brought by calamities and other related business crises. By this point, they need financial resilience, which aims to break the siloed mentality that has traditionally separated these areas and bring them together for the greater good of the business. Batangas Province was severely hit by the recent Taal Volcano eruptions and COVID-19 pandemic. And for everybody's information, Batangas Province was the most distracted because it is not just about the Taal Volcano eruptions, but of course it was immediately followed by the COVID-19 pandemic last 2020, which both created a negative effects to all Batangueños, especially on the fisheries businesses in the lake, surrounding the lake, not only in terms of life, but in terms of actions, properties, and the sources of income. Since no one wants to make it happen, what can be done now is to make a resilience plan or program to and recover all the things that were affected. So I would like to show you the location map of San Nicolas, Batangas. And for everybody's information, the Taal Volcano, some part of the Taal Volcano was part of the San Nicolas, Batangas. And now this is the structure. This is now the current image of the Taal Volcano. This is actually our study about the financial resilience. Well, it is actually a great topic to pursue since it gives us knowledge to a lot of people to adapt of life-changing events like disasters that actually bring to the people the shocks where they are unprepared and to the uncontrollable things. And we know for a fact that these two environmental crises, such as Taal Volcano eruptions and the COVID-19 pandemic, are considered as uncontrollable things. So financial resilience requires more than just determination and a strong mind. We have to secure our financial life on solid ground and prepare for the unexpected. Well, this is actually the reason why the researcher intend to conduct the study, because we want to assess how these fisheries businesses in San Nicolas, Batangas responded to the situation and how financially resilient they were at present. For the general objective and the methodology of the study, the objective is, of course, to assess the financial resilience of the disaster-affected fisheries businesses in San Nicolas, Batangas. And this is actually a timely study. The first objective of the study is to assess the profile of the fisheries businesses in terms of the average monthly income, capitalization, years of fishing business operations, and the number of fish cage owned. The second objective is to assess the dimensions of financial resilience in terms of the robustness, anticipatory capacity, awareness, flexibility, and recovery ability. And the third objective is for us to test if there is a significant difference on the assessed financial resilience, the dimensions of the financial resilience when grouped according to profile. And the last objective is to propose recommendations to enhance the financial resilience of those disaster-affected fisheries businesses. So Additionally, the theoretical framework that was used in the present study is the theory made by Barbera, Korac, Jones, Saliterer, and Steccolini last 2017. They emphasize the importance of a capacity to organizations and distinguish 5 dimensions of financial resilience. So this financial resilience includes robustness, anticipatory capacity, awareness, flexibility, and of course, recovery ability. So those are the 5 dimensions of financial resilience that we use during during our study. So to answer these objectives, we actually employ the descriptive research design. We all know for a fact that we are just assessing the situations of the locations, assessing the fisheries businesses in San Nicolas, Batangas. We also employed simple random sampling. And our respondents are 111 disaster-affected fisheries businesses, and we computed that using the rows of calculations from 154 total population. And we also made a survey questionnaire, and we used the 4-point Likert scale. We also use frequency and percentage for us to determine the profile of the respondents and to assess the profile of the respondents. We also use the weighted mean in order for us to assess the dimensions of the financial resilience in terms of the robustness, anticipatory capacity, awareness, flexibility, and recovery ability. And then we also use analysis of variance and independent t-test. Okay, so these are the simple results and discussions of our previous study. The first one is to assess the profile or to determine and the profile of the respondents in terms of the table. So I would like to show you the table 1, which is the frequency distributions of the business profile in San Nicolas, Batangas. So I would like to take note that the percentage range and frequency counts here were the majority of the respondents. And as you will notice that in terms of capitalizations, majority of the respondents have 500,000 to 1 million pesos. Because having a fish cage business, having fish cage or fishing businesses in the lake would cost a lot of money. In terms of average monthly income, they have actually 50,000 pesos and below. In terms of years of fishing business operations, they are operating for 6 to 10 years, and they have 4 to 5 fish cage in the lake. And according to the Protection Area Management Board, they are only allowed for one fish cage owner. They are only allowed for 4 to 5 fish cages. And we observed that the fish cage owners maximize those requirements. In terms of the objective number 2, which is to assess the financial resilience of the disaster-affected fisheries businesses, well, you will also notice that in table 2, we have the assessment on the dimensions. So we have 5 dimensions. But before anything else, I would like to define what do we mean by the word robustness. When we talk about robustness, it is actually the ability to maintain current performance of business in times of uncertainty and change. It actually concerns resistance to a particular business in order to stay stabilized during the disturbances. In terms of anticipatory capacity, it actually involves the tools and possibilities that they have to recognize and identify a crisis or shocks before it has appeared. In terms of awareness, it actually means understanding the nature, the timing, the likelihood, the scale of threats and risk that could appear. In financial resilience, it means being prepared to unexpected financial crises and shocks in the future. When we are talking about flexibility, it actually involves the ability of a business to adjust to new situation after a shocks or crisis or environmental crisis appeared. In terms of financial resilience, this is about an organization's capacity and flexibility to reconsidering financial approaches to adjust to new situation. And the last one, we have the recovery ability. It only means that a business capacity to recover from a change or shocks and restore previous functionality. In financial resilience, it means capacity to recover from a change or shocks in order to restore previous financial functionality and financial performance. So at this point, you will also notice here on the screen that all of the respondents in San Nicolas, Batangas were financially resilient. And then the third objective of the study is to test the hypothesis, which is to test the significant difference between the assessed financial resilience dimensions when grouped according to profile. You will also notice here in our table that the variables, the dimensions of financial resilience have a significant difference when grouped according to capitalizations. We still believe and we still observe that once a particular business owner has a larger amount of capitalization, they are more financially resilient, better than those who has a lower amount of capitalization. They have the chance to recover immediately. They are more aware on how they can plan out everything in order to survive from the crisis. So another thing is that it has also a significant difference when it comes to average monthly income. So same thing with the capitalizations. Once that the business owner, the fish cage owner, has the higher amount of the monthly income, they are more financially resilient, better than the lower one, because they can plan out, they can decide, they can strategize, they can plan out a particular strategy, they can have a financial resilience, they can create a simple financial resilience. And then there also has a significant difference when grouped according to the years of fishing business operations. The moment that they are they are doing such business on the lake for so many years, they know already what to do. They know already what plans they can do for the business in order for them to survive. And it so happened that the Taal Volcano eruptions, which is considered as an uncontrollable event, happens. And then it shows that it also has a significant difference when it comes to the number of fish cage owners. When it comes to the number of fish cage owners, we still believe, as a researchers, we still believe that the fish cage owners has a diversified. They are doing diversification. So meaning to say they are trying to maximize everything, since they are allowed by the Protection Area Management Board to own or to secure 4 to 5 fish cages on the lake. And then the fourth objective is for us to propose recommendations. Just to give you an information, this is actually coordinated with the local government unit of the San Nicolas, Batangas, and we are very fortunate that they want to help us. They want to make some collaborations between the Batangas State University as well as with the local government unit of San Nicolas to make a plan or to make some activities that could actually help the fish cage owners to recover and to further enhance their resilience level. So here, in general, the disaster-affected fisheries businesses may create financial resilience plan, and we at Batangas State University, we are very much willing to help them in order for them to have a further or to elaborate their financial resilience plan. They can actually create and improve their business continuity plan and conduct robust monitoring to have an assurance that they have a sustainable management and prepare for crisis. We don't know until today if what will happen to the Taal Volcano eruptions. We don't know if it will erupt once again, but we are not wishing that to happen. But they can still prepare, or they can still create a business continuity plan in some for the preparations for other related crises. It is also necessary to coordinate their status to local government unit of San Nicolas and Protection Area Management Board so that they can secure assistance from them. To conclude this paper, the researchers can say that the respondents have been examined are bouncing forward after experiencing a tremendous shock such as the Taal Volcano eruptions and of course with the COVID-19 pandemic. Bouncing forward means it's about believing that setbacks are often just a problem we haven't solved yet and that things can and will be better. The key is recognizing the realities of the situation and figuring out some sort of options to move forward without getting overwhelmed. While this may sound quite challenging, especially in us in Batangas Province, resilience is basically a capability that can be used every day. So here are some of my references that was included also in our study. And with that, thank you so much for listening. I hope you you learned something from our discussions. And if you have questions, if you have any comments or suggestions, we are very much welcome to accept that. Again, thank you so much.